Hello, Credo. I hope you're doing okay this evening. We have some fun, large, broad sweeping strokes for tonight's rehearsal. And if you're with me, let me know that you can hear me, just so I know that I am speaking to humans and not the ether. Ba-da-dee-da-dee-da-da-dee. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Hello, hello. Make sure Okay. I think I hear somebody saying they can hear. Okie dokie. We're going to do some... Good evening. Great. We're going to do some quick little warm-ups here before we get started. And let me grab my clock just so I can see it and know what time it is. Perfect. Here we go. We're going to just do some 3-note hums, please. Here we go. Ready? And go. Front buzz. Space in the back. Keep going. Keep going. We want space in the back, but we want all the sound to be forward. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I can't go anymore. Keep going. Keep it in the front of the mask. Last two. Last one. Yeah. Oh, let's just do some. Oh, we'll just do. And this is lip trills. That's. Just for the, so we can hear it slowly. As you're doing this, let me fix my mic. As you're doing this, make sure that you keep your lips loose. If they're getting a little tense, do a little wiggle and get them loosened up. Here we go. We're going to go a little bit slower and get faster. Here we go. Ready? And... as high as I want to go. And do this for a second. Go, shoo! and it echoes in my room. I hope it did it in yours too. Just a little. Okay, just explore that range of your voice that you probably haven't used in quite a bit, even when you're singing. Okay, I want you to go up to the highest pitch as you can. I'm not going to do it again, and you want you to go all the way down to the lowest pitch and just explore and just live in that space. Okay. All right, that's enough little warm-ups right now. We got things to do this evening. So, as I am getting my stuff ready to go, let's go ahead and have you guys take out the Rejoice. We're going to start off with that. And we're just going to do, we're going to be moving between pieces this evening. So just get them ready, or virtually get them ready. I'll give you a chance to get there, but Rejoice is going to happen first. And then we're going to talk about some other stuff. This is just more for reinforcement. Real quick, we're going to go ahead and take a really fast look. Just a reminder, this is page 7, and this is going to be the altos and the basses. Okay? Altos and basses, and particularly the baritones when we get to the repeat. Just so we don't reinforce what that sounds like. Okay? We're going to pick up the bar 27, just a reminder what this sounds like. Oh, I should probably untranspose the keyboard, because you probably don't want to be singing a whole step up from what I'm playing. Yeah, I bet that's probably very helpful, because that sounded very odd just then. All right. Yeah, just a reminder what that sounds like. Here we go. With Rejoice. Let's do the bass baritones by yourself, please. Here we go. I'll give you 1, 2, T, Rejoice. 1, 2, T. Rejoice and sing out his praises. Rejoice, rejoice. Baritones, yeah. You're holding that O vowel on rejoice. Yeah, don't let it go anywhere, and keep everything connected. That'll keep the S's good. Let's do that with the altos, please. Here we go. Pick up the 27. Oh, 1 and 2 and T. All right, thank you very much. Let's have everybody, please. Can we start? Pick up the bar 27. Bass, tenor, alto, soprano. Real fast how it sounds. Yeah, here we go. Bass, tenor, alto, that note for soprano. Oh, 1 and 2 and T. Yes? Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to the beginning, please. And let's do this first little chunk. Remember, we'll have, oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Lift. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Lift. For the battle has just begun. But the vic, yeah. Make sure the T for the battle. There's no hard T. Change the T of battle to a D, please. Battle has just. All right, here we go. Let's go from the top. Starting pitch, breathing in on an O vowel. Here we go. 3 and 4. Lift, shout unto God, and lift, and 2 and T. Flip the R, 3, 1, 2, T, and bum, 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 1 and 2 and T, rejoice, 2, T. 2 and 3, rejoice, 2 and T. 1 and 2 and T, and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and T. Rejoice and sing of his praises, rejoice. Then we have the solos and stuff, and we'll do all that. Yeah? Okay. As we're doing the rehearsal tonight, if you have any questions, doesn't matter what you're doing, stop what you're doing at home, take a second, type it out in the chat. That way it'll have time to get from your brain to your phone fingers to my screen, and I can see it in a timely manner, okay? We're not going to do anything else on this tonight. I will. Probably next week, I want to do, if we have time tonight, we'll come back to it, but there is one place in this very beginning entrance, particularly on measure 1, 2, 3, 4, measure 5. The cluster chords right there, the interior voicings, I just want to make sure that we feel really comfy with those because that's a lot of crunch, yeah? Okay, but we'll come back to that later. As you're typing questions, go ahead and take a look at, for me, we're going to go ahead and do the Magnificat. Now, we haven't looked at this in a hot minute, but we're going to go ahead and do the Magnificat. This is the Stanford. My soul doth magnify the Lord, and my spirit hath rejoiced in God my Savior. And while you guys are getting that piece of music out, we're going to actually do a quick... Now, if you're wondering, this is what my screen looks like on the left-hand side, so I can see you all in your comments. But what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to play through this recording of the Magnificat. It's a great recording. It moves, okay? It moves, but I think it's important for you to get really internalized in your brain what this is going to sound like when it's all put together. And we will also do, you don't have this, but it's going to pop up on your screen. And so you can sing along with it if you want, but I do want you to hear the ending. We're going to do it eventually, but the Gloria, Gloria Patri, glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost. You'll hear it at the end. You'll see that in paper sooner than later, but I do want you to go ahead and hear it. So, let me go ahead and All right. So this is the Magnificat. I might reinforce a part or two here. You'll hear me piping up every once in a while to give you commentary. All right, here we go. We're going to start Jump Street, go straight through. Two and a one. We're in minor. You ready? Shaka. And ready. And. Alto part right there. Ready, and one, and holy, and one. And one. Stop. is 1, 2, open is 7, alto is 1, 2. This is the big break. That's just gorgeous. Bass. Lift. And tenor C. 1. 1. Now here's the next part. Go ahead and take a look at this. This is starting in unison. You'll be in 3. You don't have this music yet. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, to lift, and to the Holy Ghost, as it was in the beginning. Play your part. And the Son, and 1. 1 with 3, and 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, all right. So that's an overview of what the Magnificat sounds like from beginning to end, in case you hadn't heard that. Thank you for those of you who are looking at and asking some questions here. Measure 54 through 56. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, this is in the imagination of their hearts. And everybody on 57, hearts is a half note. It's actually not a half note. It's a quarter note, quarter rest. Okay. Let's just start with the soprano. Sorry. So this gives you no context, but let me play with the bass. And that's what that sounds like right there. Let's start, please. Top of 6 sopranos, bar 51. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 1. He hath scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts. And then if we can, we're going to carry over through proud. We're going to try to make this entire phrase, okay? He hath scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts. And that's what we're looking for right there, okay? And measure 104, you only held for 1. That's correct. Yes, Mark, measure 104. No, measure 104, you go to the downbeat. So we'll have off. So you'll lift when the soloist says for ev of ever. Okay? 79 through 84. Bar 79 through 84 for the sopranos. Yeah, so this is a hard place to actually know. You have to know that it's the chord that's coming up is different than what you just left. Let's take a look at everybody. Top of page 8. He hath sent empty, empty away. So this is top of 8, bar 74. So I'll go slow. 1 and 2 and 1. He hath sent empty, empty away. And 1, 2 and 1. And then that's the chord. So you're going from to that one, to that one. And that's tough. Now at sopranos, you're a half step away. Okay. Now, if you're listening to the accompaniment, you're going to get a little bit lost right there. But if you can keep that pitch in your brain, he hath sent empty, empty away, bum, 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 he hath remembering his mercy. So keep that half step and know that you're just a half step away. Okay. Entrance, yeah, bar 79. Thank you, Grace. And, okay. Thank you. I think it would be beneficial to just run this one more time from the top. One place real fast before we do that, I'm reinforcing some parts as this is going along. Can someone in the chat let me know if you can hear whenever I play a piano part over the top of that recording? This is a great recording, and it's easy to hear the upper voices, but I think hearing the bass notes sometimes can be a little not very easy, so I want to reinforce where we can. So if you would mind just letting me know in the chat. Basses and baritones, let's go over your very beginning part, please, on bar 13. This is the very beginning of your entrance. So here's the chords you get before. Right? You do not come in on the tonic. You come in on the third, which feels a little unsettled. Yeah? So we have bum. So I'll give you one, and you'll come in on two. And one. For he hath regarded the lowliness of his handmaiden. And now, that might be a page turn for you. The lowliness of his handmaiden feels a little bit like gymnastics. Guarded the lowliness of his handmaiden. For the bass twos, it's that maiden. Make sure you watch that. Okay. Let me see. Bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum bum. Oh, somebody said 83 to 84. This is for the sopranos. All right, so let's go back, please. Bottom of page 8, bar 79. So we just got our B flat, right, which is a half step away from empty away. That little. He remembering his mercy hath hope, and his servant Israel. Fun. Yes, that's a great jump. Altos are the crunchy right there. I haven't seen an alto ask for that pitch right there, but we're going to do that again anyways because I think it's important. All right, we're going to start bottom of page 8, bar 79. He remembering his... And then we get all the crunchy. Here we go. 79, altos and sopranos. Here we go. 1 and 2 and a 1. He remembering his mercy hath opened his servant Israel. Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous part. All right. And then, yes, bar, what is that, 80 for the basses. He remembering his He remembering his mercy hath opened his servant. I note, and I'm a tenor, and I can't sing that low. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Once more through, and then we're moving on. Notice how hard it is to hear a pulse, especially with the soloist. Right? You gotta hear the eighth notes. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 1. And 1. One and 2 and a 1. And a 1. Throughout your on the ridge. Parts. Tenor. Alto. Lift. The tenor. Alto. Off, guys. Off, ladies. And 1, 2. 1, bass. Lift. 2, alto, tenor. F natural. Tenor. And 1. Alto. Duet, guys. Ladies. Holding the schwa. All right, up to the Gloria. Take a look at the screen. You can see the parts right there. It starts in unison on the tonic. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son. Lift. Still in unison. Parts. Bass. I'll play your part. In the beginning is now and ever shall. And 1. World without and lift. 2. Holding it. All right. Hope there's no questions about that because we're going to move on. Go ahead and now take out for me the Agneau de Dieu qui porte le péché du monde. Okay, this will be our Agneau de Dieu, the French, the Lord's Prayer. Ryan, louder. You can't hear me. Should I speak louder? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the Agneau de Dieu. All right. All right, we had a couple of questions. If you are Mark, anybody who is not in the quartet is choir 2. Okay, choir 2. Choir 1 is the quartet. Just so we all are aware. And let me go ahead and come back to our regular stream. Okay, so as long as it says 2, you're good. If it has 1 and 2, you're only singing part 2. Just a reminder. And also, real quick review on the parts of the French. I'll play and I'll speak. So I'll have Agneau de Dieu qui porte le péché du monde, prends pitié de nous. Okay. Oh, Casey meant the low notes louder. Ha 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 ha. Thank you. I'm a tenor. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this very opening entrance, please. Here we go. Oh, a couple of things. If you can't sing it on words, do will be just fine, or any neutral syllable of your choosing. If you can, start trying to add in some of the words to this. Remember, if you can do the first 2 systems, you're golden. Okay? 2, T, and That's all that the choir does, okay? Is when you land on nu, that's when the quartet comes in on their part, okay? All right, so just a couple of things on our word stress. Remember, agneau de Dieu qui porte le péché du monde. Okay, that's our entire phrase, right? You were gonna sneak our breaths in, but that is the phrase. So make sure that you really, really know where you are in context of the macro phrase. Okay, let's do that once more, and then we'll keep going. All right, here we go. Two, T, and. Quartet, they're on choir one. And three. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Lift quartet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. Choir. 2, 3. Same as the beginning. 2, 3. A lot more bass. Da, dee, dee, alto. Three and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and T and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and T and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and T and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and alto, tenor. Quartet. Left. Choir's coming in. Hold this chord. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Starting on bar 45 with the choir. This is the min. Remember, alto 2s, we're going to have you sneak down there to help out with the tenor 1 note. 2 and 45 and 1, 2, 3. 2, G and lovely chord and agneau de Dieu, holding it. Donne-nous la paix, holding it. Donne-nous off. And then la paix, choir 2, which is the main choir coming in, bottom system. 2 and T and 4. 2, 3, donne-nous la paix. Paix, holding paix. Quartet singing paix, 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 paix. Paix. And I'm singing the baritone note right now, which is going to be the hard crunchy note. And that's the end of it. Okay? All right. Shirley, bar 35 through 40. Yeah, so I think the hard part is, well, for the altos, I don't really consider this hard for you all, but I do think that jump down from the pitié de nous, and then getting to that E natural, that's where the fun times happen. So let's go ahead and start. Pick up the bar 35 for the altos, and I'll play the men's parts underneath you. 2 and T. Prends pitié de nous. Yeah, that's so hard to find. I hate descending fifths. Don't like them. Okay. Any other questions about this for right now? I have, how did everybody, here's a question I have for you. How did everyone do on counting, starting on page 2, system 2, pick up to the last measure? Prends pitié de nous. Prends pitié de nous. Prends pitié de nous. Prends pitié de nous. Prends pitié, diada, pitié. Yeah, that whole thing right there. Make sure that you know where these counts are, okay? In my mind, I'm more worried about right now counting those for you to make sure that you know. Just so you all know my weird scribbles on the paper that you downloaded. If you see a V, it's going to be in 2, or macro 2. If you see a triangle, it's going to be in 3. Okay, just so you know what those scribbles. If it's a box, it's probably going to be in 4, potentially. Okay. All right. If I don't have any other questions about the Agno de Dieu, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Selig sind die Toten. Okay, we are going to do the same thing we just did, but for Selig sind. Now, I'm going to go over here to my lovely little thing, and I am going to transpose my keyboard so I can cheat, and I don't have to sight read on purpose. All right, go ahead and take a look at the Selig sind die Toten, the Schütz. Selig sind. All right. So, just a reminder, this is not going to be done virtually, he says, with much hope. But I think it's important to go ahead and get this going, because when we get back, this is, I want this to be rocking. A couple of things before we hear this and before we go over this, I want to just go ahead and look at the beginning, and then I also want to look at a couple of little snippets that you're going to see as we go through the piece, and things to kind of just go, aha, that's important. So I think it's extremely important in this type of music, okay, to know where the cadential points are. And this type of writing, it's not like it's a really big cadence, as in like everybody lands on a chord, but we do have a couple of places like that. And I think knowing where they are and knowing what to look for and listen for is going to help give you some anchor points. All right, so let's just go ahead and take a listen to the very beginning. I want you to hear the chords as they happen. So we'll have the tenor starting off, Z, and 1. That's the first thing, okay? All right, the next little chunk that we're going to have right here, this little Die in dem Herren sterben. This little thing is... That's what I should hear 4 times, okay? So just know those the first 3 quarter notes, super important. If you got them, bring them out. So I should hear tenor 2, bass, alto, tenor 2, tenor 1, sorry. Okay? And just know after that, it's the same as the beginning. All right, and then we have the same repeat on the next page about the. It's the same little 3-note motive. So what we've established so far, we have the very beginning, the great. That happens all over the place. The second thematic material that happens all over the place is the little 3-note motive. Great. Okay, those two things happen. On the top of the second page, that little 3-note motive happens, but the tonality changes. But still, the little 3-note motive is there. Okay, so just a quick reminder about that. There's a couple of duets, bar 25 and 26. Bar 25, tenors and basses. Tenor 1s and bass 2s, or basses. Yeah, watch it. Duet, alto and soprano 2. Make sure you watch it, okay? All right, as we go through this, I'll point out some stuff. Obviously, we haven't gotten to the That's a whole nother chunk. We'll get there and talk about it. All right, let's go ahead and start this. There you go. It'll be in a big 2. Alto, tenor. Tenor 2 starts us off. 1, 15, three notes, tenor, soprano, alto, tenor 2, bass, duet, tenor 2, tenor 1, soprano and bass, tenor 2, soprano 2, alto, new material. Same as earlier. Bass. Tenor 2. Gentle. Bass. Tenor 2. And 1. Tenor 2. Tenor 1. Tenor 2. Very good. 70, 71. And 1. Same as earlier. Ladies. And tenor 2's join that. there's a lot going on. There's a whole bunch of arches, right? So let's kind of break down real fast what's kind of going on, yeah? So, and we can actually go all, we're going to do a couple of page turns, so get ready here. Go ahead and go all the way back to measure 65. And this starts with the tenor twos, okay? We have Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach. And that little motive is what this entire second half of the piece kind of does, right? And we have one other thing, one other motive that we use, okay? And it's this. Those little things right there. So we have ba da da dee da dee da dee dum bum. That's one. And then we have the da dee dum ba da dee. Okay. And then we have one other little one, but it's not difficult. All right. So if you noticed, there's a lot of tension. Yeah. Dia, dee, dia, da. And it's really close together. But let's go ahead and start doing, let's go from the end and work our way back a little bit. Can we go ahead and start, please, with the soprano ones? And we're going to actually have you start on the second to last page. This is page 7. If you're wondering where the page numbers are, they are in the bottom center of this page, and they are tiny. Page 7, bottom of the page, soprano ones. So, before we even get there, sopranos, soprano ones, I want you to go ahead and mark measure 99, because that has a little weird rhythm. Bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, ya, da, dee, da, da, dee, da, da, da. Starting on 99, that little 4-bar phraselet is a little off, so make sure you know what's happening, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and cover that, and then we'll go back and I see some other questions. We'll work our way back through that. I see you, Shirley. All right, here we go. Sopranos. Let's start, please. Ready? And. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach. And a 1. Folgen ihnen nach. Oh, sorry. Oh, let's do that one more time. I just completely did not catch that. My fault, not your sopranos. You're perfect in every way. Bottom of page 7, one more time. And 1 and 2. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach. And 1. Folgen ihnen nach. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach. Folgen ihnen nach. All right, just a reminder of what that sounds like. Let's go ahead and add that with the soprano 2s. Soprano 2s, you're going to start 2 bars before that. We're on the top of page 7, the last bar. This is the fun entrance that Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen. That little thing, okay? We're going to go slowly so I can play it and you can all sing it and hear your parts. Here we go. Soprano 2 starting us off. You're coming in on the and of 1. So springboard. 1 and 2 and. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen. Soprano once. And a 1. And and we have a lovely little duet thing going on at the end, yeah? Okay, let's take a look at the altos. Bottom of page 7, second bar. And this is the alto part, I go ahead and give you all the kudos because you have the weirdest rhythms and the most awkward intervals that are just really not the most, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not the most I wouldn't be apt to think I'm just going to go ahead and sing this part because it's out of left field. It's like he had leftover parts that need to be filled, and well, he gave them to the alto. Real fast, look at bar 95. If you don't mark it, it's going to catch you. You have to have a little breath right there, or a left, but it has to be quick. So we have und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach, und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach, folgen ihnen nach. It's a weird, yes, Jennifer, it's the most obvious, exactly. So let's go ahead and sing this, and I'm gonna say something, and you can go and gasp at home all you want to. The downbeat of 95 altos, that first A natural, I am not necessarily very interested in that necessarily being sung. If you get there and you go, und ihre Werke folgen ihnen, und ihre Werke, and here's why, because you get the same A from the bass baritones on the downbeat. So if it happens, yes, Jake, gasp. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, and we will survive. So pick your battles. We don't want you to not breathe, so keep that in mind. Here we go, altos. Und ihre Werke. 1 and 2. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen, und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach, folgen ihnen nach, folgen ihnen nach, ihnen nach. All right, so just a couple things. Altos, you have the weird part. Just know when you have these offbeat weird things, lean into them and just own them, okay? All right, we're going to do the guys' parts right here, and then we're going to leave this chunk because if you can do the end of this, then the beginning of it is actually a little easier. All right, gents, let's start with tenor 2, please. Let's do tenor 1s and tenor 2s, I think. Yep. Here we go. Top of page 7, last bar, the tenor 2s. Und ihre Werke. And this is the last 2 beats. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 1. Und ihre Werke. 1. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen, folgen ihnen, folgen ihnen. Sorry, this is driving my brain crazy. Tenors, let's go ahead and start, please. Top system, first measure, tenor 2s. Sorry, here we go. Werke folgen. Werke folgen. Tenor 2s, once you get to the nach and you hold it, don't tucker out on me. Okay, basses, you're by yourself just because I think your part is fun and that's what it is. All right, here we go. So you start bottom of 7, second to last bar. Basses, there is one caveat. You've gone 2 bars without singing. That means your brain has shut off. Make sure that you have little marks in your music that you are keeping count and you know where your entering note is. Okay? Here we go. Ready? And 2. Und ihre Werke folgen ihnen nach. Folgen ihnen nach. 1. Folgen ihnen. And if you're a baritone and you can't sing the low note, you can sing this octave above with the tenor 2s. And then at the very end, we're going to go, okay? That is it. No T or no hawking a loogie or anything like that. All right? Let's go ahead and start. I'm going to have you start. Oh, let's go back to 35 through 40 for the altos like they asked, so they don't mutiny on me. Yeah, so I actually had this marked in my score. We're actually going to start altos on bar 30 with the sopranos. So you can get into this little part. You have the only rhythm, or sorry, the soprano twos right here. I want to do the soprano twos first, then we'll add the altos in. Soprano twos, you have the only rhythm that's the dotted quarter thing. It's the only one with that, and I think it's really special. So let's go ahead and do that once. So we'll have 30, the soprano ones. We'll have 1, D, in, den, Herren, and a 1, D, in, den, Herren, sterben. That is the fun part. That soprano 2 line right there is just oof. So just a reminder, we have 1, D, in, dem, D, in, dem, D, in, den, Herren, sterben. Now, let's do the alto part right there. And I can already tell you that A natural on the second system is where I'm imagining most of you have the problem altos. Yes, finding the A. So let's do a little duet with the tenor ones. And yes, it still feels really awkward and like it shouldn't belong. But when we add the sopranos with it, it lets us know our tonality. Okay, let's do that, please, one more time. We're going to start top of page 3, pick up to the second to last bar. This is D in dem Herr with the tenor ones and the altos. Tenor, alto, ready? And all right, let's do this once more from the top, unless anybody has any other specific questions. And I'll give you a little commentary as we're going along, just a reminder of some things. But other than that, let's sing through this once more, and I'll reinforce some parts. All right, here we go. Three motive, alto, tenor 2, duets coming, basses and tenors, sopranos and altos, tenor 2, D, tenor 1, D, duet, soprano, tenor 2, fun out, some fun soprano, D, same as the beginning. Holding taffy, soprano 1, alto. Soprano 2. Tenor 1. Then und ihre Werke folgen ihnen und ihre Werke und ihre Werke und ihre Werke folgen alto. Yes. Okay, no at the end. All right. It is 7 o'clock, almost on the dot. We're going to do a very, very brief Zoom. I mean, 5 minutes. So I will see you in 30 seconds. Okay.